If I don't care about AI, should I still buy the Galaxy S25 and S25 Plus? That is my big question, especially after seeing how much of an emphasis Samsung has been placing on AI with its latest Galaxy phones.
Galaxy AI. AI.
So, as someone who hasn't really tapped into generative or mobile AI very much, let's see if A, I enjoy using these features on the Galaxy S25 and S25 Plus, and B, what my overall impressions are of these devices. Because Samsung may call these phones an AI companion, but do I really want new friends? Now, starting with the look and feel of these devices, you'll notice a lot of similarities with the previous S24 lineup and maybe even the S23 series. That's because Samsung and Apple and Google and seemingly everyone else has primarily been focused on what's going on inside of these phones, especially as it relates to AI. And we'll get to all those features in a bit, but first, a quick rundown of the hardware. The S25 and S25 Plus are practically identical, apart from the S25's bigger screen. The Galaxy S25 starts at $800, while the S25 Plus starts at $1,000. Both phones come with 7 years of OS and security updates, which hopefully means you can get a pretty good amount of mileage out of those devices. The Galaxy S25 lineup comes equipped with Android 15. Now, the biggest draw for me with any phone is the cameras, and I can't think of anywhere more scenic than my favorite spot in the Bay Area, Filoli Mansion and Gardens, so let's give it a go. The S25 and S25 Plus have the same camera specs as last year's model, a 50 megapixel wide camera, 12 megapixel ultra-wide camera, and 10 megapixel 3x telephoto camera. There are tools like Generative Edit, which lets you remove people who have the audacity to photobomb you, or objects that are in the way, and then seamlessly fill in that background to make it look like nothing was ever there.
Yay!
Now, as somebody who takes a ton of photos, I actually think this is the most helpful use of AI, whether it's Generative Edit on the S25 series, or Magic Editor on Pixel phones, or Cleanup on iPhones, because the last time I used Photoshop was in college, so I appreciate being able to edit photos with a couple taps. So I gotta hand it to AI for that. Now onto video. The S25 and S25 Plus can both shoot 4K video at 60 frames per second or 8K video at 30 frames per second. AI factors in with things like audio eraser, which can detect and clean up distracting noises like wind or background conversations. So excited to try this bittersweet chocolate. It is a lot of hot chocolate. Another point for AI. While this does clean up some background noises, like passing cars and side conversations, it can also warp my voice a bit, which was not great. All right, let's try the audio eraser right under this overpass. I'm also next to the BART station. So let's see how much of this background noise the audio eraser can remove. Samsung also says AI gives a boost to nighttime videos by examining individual pixels to detect noise. In these nighttime pictures and videos, I appreciate how rich and dark the night sky looks and how vivid the colors are in the foreground, whether it's the greenery or these lights. There is a bit of fuzziness around these bright lights, but nothing that I feel like is a particular eyesore. In general, AI aside, I am very pleased with both photos and videos on these phones. I've always appreciated how punchy photos on Galaxy phones are, and even portrait mode photos do a really good job of focusing on what's in the foreground and blurring out what needs to be blurred, but even just standard shots look really nice and crisp. There are some instances where edges are blurry, like with the space in the background, but I do appreciate how crisp everything in the foreground is, from the teacup to the saucer to the plate. And after you've taken your photos, Galaxy AI makes it easier to find a specific shot in your gallery using more natural conversational language. Nicely done. What I don't really care for, the more gimmicky features like Portrait Studio, which debuted on the S24 series. This uses AI to create stylized portrait, and it's been upgraded on the S25 to show more detail and look more accurate. I was admittedly impressed with how it nailed the color and details of my hijab when I tried it out, but apart from the initial excitement of seeing what I might look like as a Pixar character, I'm not sure how necessary this feature is. The same goes for Drawing Assist, which lets you sketch anything and then turns it into different stylized illustrations. Again, it's fun, but I don't really know why somebody would need this. Now, what about the more involved uses of AI, particularly involving Google's Gemini? Where should I get lunch close to here?
Here are some lunch options near you.
What I admittedly got used to pretty quickly is having Gemini carry out tasks like adding an event to my calendar or texting a friend with one voice command. It's those small, mundane things where having an AI assistant actually doesn't seem so bad. So shout out to AI for that. With the S25 series, Samsung introduced a tool called AI Select, which looks at what's on your screen and offers suggestions like turning part of a YouTube video into a GIF or summarizing what's on a web page. I recently used this to translate an email because although I took Spanish for 6 years, it's been a minute and I needed a bit of an assist. I was actually quite pleased with how easy and hopefully accurate this was to just be able to circle something and then immediately have it translated into English. Google Circle to Search tool is also a quick way to look up a product you find on Instagram or translate what's on your screen, and Samsung says it's gotten better at recognizing objects and surfacing relevant information and links. It can also be used to identify a song, whether it's something that's playing in the background or something that you hum or sing. So let's give it a shot, obviously, with the Taylor Swift song. Yay! It did it. If you know, you know. Step aside, Shazam. Yay. The one new AI feature that I didn't really have a chance to warm up to is the Now Brief. This is a widget that picks up on your habits and suggests information that might be useful for your day, like the weather or upcoming events. It should get better with time the more you use your phone, but in the days that I use the S25 and S25 Plus, the Now Brief didn't necessarily pick up on anything that made it feel like it was an essential tool. That's not to say it isn't helpful, I just think it'll take some more time for it to learn about my habits and offer up more useful insights and suggestions. Now, enough about AI, and let's close out with some notes about battery life. Really, one of the biggest differences between the S25 and S25 Plus, apart from the bigger screen on the latter, is battery capacity, thanks to that larger real estate. While the baseline S25 features a 4,000 milliamp hour battery, the S25 Plus packs that higher 4,900 milliamp hour battery. Both phones will last you more than a day with regular use. So when all is said and done, am I happy to have an AI companion by my side? I do think a lot of these features can actually be helpful when it comes to staying organized, quickly finding things on your phone, or translating text, for example. But in the end, I think the most important things are a great camera, long-lasting battery, and a seamless interface with One UI 7, which thankfully the S25 and S25 Plus have. And even though from the outside, the S25 and S25 Plus share a striking resemblance to their predecessors, looking at what's going on inside, these phones offer just enough of a step up without inundating users with AI jargon and useless features, at least for the most part. So maybe we really will become friends. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to CNET for more on all things tech. And let us know in the comments if you're thinking about getting the Galaxy S25 or S25 Plus or even the Ultra, or if you're just sick of hearing about AI. Until next time.